Do you believe that every human has a finite number of heartbeats? You may have heard of the theory that you and I have an allotted number of heartbeats in our lifetime. And if this is the case, you may be wondering, does exercise, which elevate your heart rate, use up your lifetime supply of heartbeats leading to early death? More importantly, is there a fixed number of heartbeats in your lifespan? Well, this is an age-old question, and ancient Taoists and others up until the last century have explored this question. And in the search for answers, they looked to nature, and specifically they observed animals, and they came up with this theory later known as the rate of living theory. Now, ancient Taoists have explained that aging occurs due to the exhaustion of something finite, such as heartbeats or breaths. And they have found this evidence in the animal kingdom. So I gathered a small pool of information on some animals and their heart rate. So let's look at some smaller animals like the hummingbird. The hummingbird has a heart rate of about 1,000 beats per minute, and they rarely live for more than a few years. So that's about 2 billion beats for the hummingbird. Now chickens have a heart rate of 275 beats per minute, and they live only about 15 years. That gives a chicken about 2 billion beats in their lifespan. And let's look at the running hamster. The running hamster has a rapid fire pulse of about 450 beats per minute. And they live only about 3 years, and that gives them just only about 1 billion beats in a hamster's lifespan. Let's look at mice. Mice have about 500 to 600 beats per minute, and they live less than about 2 years. Let's look at your cat. Your cat has 220 beats per minute, and cats usually live as long as about 16 years. That gives the cat about 2 billion beats in its lifetime. And so these are smaller animals, and so there's another theory where smaller animals have shorter lifespans than larger ones. Let's look at the pool of larger animals. And so let's look at slow-pulsed elephants. An elephant has about 30 beats per minute, and they routinely survive to a ripe old age of 70. That gives them about 1 billion beats in a lifetime. A whale has around 20 beats per minute and only lives slightly longer than us. And that gives a whale about 1 billion beats as well. A giant tortoise that moves very slowly has about 6 beats per minute. And the tortoise has a life expectancy of around 175, maybe 200 years. Now, humans have an average heart rate of around 60 to 70 beats per minute. And we live to about a modest 70 years, let's say, giving us 2 billion beats in a lifetime. Now, do you see a pattern emerging? 2 billion beats. Is there a fixed number of heartbeats in your lifespan? Well, the answer so far is 2 billion beats, give or take several hundred million beats. But now scientific studies have debunked this theory because modern medicine has increased a human's lifespan by 30 years in the last century alone. Now, while this is the case, there is still a remarkable consistency in the number of heartbeats animals get in their lifetimes, including humans. So it's easy to ask the question, can you live longer by simply slowing your heart rate? If you look at athletes, athletes have a resting heart rate of 60 beats per minute. And they could theoretically increase lifespan by a decade. So the answer to my earlier question, can exercise use your supply of heartbeats? And the answer is no. Researchers have found this to be true, that when you do exercise, your resting heart rate actually decreases, and therefore you're able to live longer. Now here's the thing, some research has shown that an increased heart rate may break some of the elastic fibers within the arterial wall, causing your arteries to become stiff. And a high heart rate doesn't allow enough time for your arteries to relax between beats. So the faster your heart beats, the stiffer your arteries become. And so while all these questions still remain, and you may disagree with your friends, the theory remains. There seems to be a relationship between an increased heart rate and a decreased time on Earth. So you don't want your heart rate to beat more than about 1 beat per second or 60 beats per minute. And thankfully, there is Tai Chi to bring down your resting pulse. So let's do a quick flow and follow the beginning sequence of Tai Chi. And so here we are. We're going to energize the fingers up and then exhale, relax back down. Energize the fingers and relax back down. Exhale all the way. Then we're going to turn and energize, ward off left. And then exhale, relax back down and energize, ward off right. And turn to the right and then exhale, shift the weight and energize, roll back. And then we're going to energize and press our hands together. And then we're going to relax back down. Exhale all the way. Let's do this one more time. 1, energize the fingers up. 2, exhale, relax. 3, energize the fingers. 4, relax back down. Then exhale and energize and turn. Ward off left and exhale, relax, energize, ward off right. Then 1, turn. 2, shift the weight and then energize, roll back and then energize, press and then relax back down. And while you do the sequence, feel the energy flow and feel a release that's happening maybe in your heart. And allow that release to come out of your body and allow the energy to pass through. And as you do this, your heart feels relief and you are in inner peace. So for optimal heart health, there are a few things that doctors say already. 1 is don't smoke. 2 is control your weight, control your cholesterol, and control your blood pressure. And 3rd, doctors will tell you to exercise, to have a strong heart. And I want to add a 4th point, which is to do Tai Chi, because the deep breathing produced by Tai Chi helps you to have a healthy heart. And by using the mind to direct the movement of your limbs, like so, and to regulate breathing, Qi is produced. And Qi helps blood to circulate, which reduces the heart's workload. So when your heart is at ease, your body is healthy. Now, what if Tai Chi can be done in a safe manner and form of aerobic exercise? Will it strengthen your heart? Because it doesn't seem there is any aerobic benefit to my slow movements right now. But stay tuned and follow me on YouTube as we continue to explore the many different forms of Tai Chi, the speeds in which you can do Tai Chi, and the different kinds of frames that your body can take while doing this exercise.